Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm so jealous of your cafe. I think it looks so legitimately real.
Is the I turned around.
I
See
was
my
going to say,
little barista back there?
what is
Wait,
this?
see my barista? Oh, hey, Brian Jamieson is here. Hi, Brian. Hi. Can you hear me? Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I really like that.
I love it.
Yeah. So did I tell you the story behind this hat?
No.
It's not really that much of a story, but there's a band that I love. Speaking of virtual, they've always been a virtual band called Scary Pockets. And it's two high school friends, one's in the Bay Area and one's in Southern California. And they decided about 4 or 5 years ago to get together once a month and just do a session in either one of their other hometowns. And they spend about 2 days in the studio. It's live takes. It's in the studio, but it's all live takes. And they do funk covers of like 70s, 80s, and 90s tunes that you've heard of, and even new ones.
Wow.
And it's phenomenal. They hire like really good session musicians and up and comers to play along with them. And then they just put them on YouTube, and it's phenomenal. I would start with, they do a great cover version of Sweet Child of Mine from, not Bon Jovi, I want to say.
Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, you know the song.
Guns N' Roses, yeah.
Guns N' Roses, thank you. And phenomenal version. And they toured last year for the first time ever and came to Annapolis and played at Ram's Head. And the bass player, who is a monster and I love, was wearing this hat. And so I went up to him afterward and I said, I do respect your art. And I need one of those hats because I'm going to have art too.
Ryan, do you know my production? No, I got to go that way. Tori Pocock, my production partner.
You had it right the first time.
What's up, Brian? How are you doing?
Hey, good morning, Tori. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. I like your hat.
So you're the other director of the two directors, or no?
Yeah,
Producers,
we're
yep.
we both are collaborative partners. And boy, how long have we known each other now? 2.5 years?
No. Let's see.
Gosh, this is a year.
It'll be 2 years in May.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like 20.
It does.
Tori, Brian is a client of mine. He's with Diagnostic Biochips, and we were just getting stuff going when this COVID stuff started. And so we're still moving along. We're coming up with some interesting ideas. Brian, I want to ask you, do you think that the current situation, like where we've had to like pull out of studios and kind of put a halt on what our ideas, is actually given us some other creative ideas?
Definitely, yeah. It's actually kind of interesting timing because long before this all happened, we've been thinking a lot about how we interact with customers outside of the lab. So we primarily sell to people that use our hardware in a laboratory setting, and they have to do that. But a lot of their workflow is post-processing, data analysis, and we've been working really hard to try to figure out how we have value there because we think we do, and to take it to the next level, not only allowing them to work outside the lab, but, from anywhere. And currently people just don't work that way. So here we are all of a sudden like this forced hiatus from everybody going to work and going into the lab. And so it kind of gives us an interesting angle from which to ask these questions like, hey, what are you doing now? Like, are you analyzing data that's chained to the lab back in Philadelphia or Boston or, Rome or wherever? Because our notion is you'd be doing this from anywhere in the cloud, pushing not only the data, but our analysis software and everything else up into the cloud. And so to anybody in the software field, that sounds like a no-brainer. Like, why didn't you do that 5 years ago? The angle is we're a hardware company, and our value and our angle until now has really been getting people using our hardware and getting them, put them into the lab. And now we're sort of getting ready to take this to the next level of, it's not just about hardware, it's about the whole workflow and the whole system.
How are people adapting? How are they responding to you?
They're not, because it's really hard to have substantive conversations with people right now. However, the idea that you and I came up with of shifting these planned, video interviews a la two director type stuff into the cloud and doing like what we're doing now, having a talk, asking some good questions, pushing people along that path of next generation. I think that will help sort of break the logjam a lot. So we'll see. We're doing our first one, hopefully early next week or so.
Yeah.
And, we'll see if that helps us get in front of some thought leaders and get people to start thinking outside the box a little bit.
Tori's doing a bunch of stuff for one of his clients, Startup Health, in that same vein. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, they're like a health conglomerate, and they have a lot of different startup companies that are at every different level of product testing to federal approvals, to people who have a medical product and device that's fully in use by the public. And we just finished, and they had their yearly conference. Thank goodness for them. They had it in January. Mm-hmm. And so we filmed close to 160 interviews during that time, from the main stage to people being on, stages talking about what they're all looking forward to. But we get back and, no one wants to talk about that. It's all medical people. They all want to talk about COVID. And so now he's basically running through all the people that could be a COVID related type of business. And they're doing Zoom interviews. How are you guys doing? Are you safe? Where are you working from? Are you working mobile? And it's just continuing to create more content.
It's really kind of cool. No matter what industry you're in, we're all trying to figure this out now, and I'm so grateful, Brian, that you are giving me the opportunity to play along with this. And, it gave us an opportunity to be creative and figure out how to move forward. And I wager to bet that it's going to be a different product than what we thought, but it's going to be equally very interesting and engaging. And I think it's going to open up a whole new avenue of you talking to people all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. Amen. I agree.
That's cool.
Great. I know you have a 10 o'clock call. Thank you for coming in our Zoom room.
You bet. I meet you. All right.
You get back to the business of neuro brain chips, okay?
Yes. All right. Respect my art. Ciao.
Okay. Thanks, Brian.
Reminds me of childhood memories where everything was